Today, we are breaking down a massive $11 billion deal that could totally reshape a big chunk of the global steel industry. We're getting our facts straight from a Wall Street Journal article called Steel Dynamics, SGH raised BlueScope Steel takeover bid to $11 billion. It was written by Rhiannon Hoyle and published on February 17, 2026.
So, here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at the huge offer itself. Then we'll get to know the companies involved and, translate some of that financial jargon they use. After that, we'll unpack the clever way they plan to pull this off, explore what could happen next, and finish up with the most important takeaways.
Okay, let's dive right into the headline grabber, that enormous offer that's got the whole industry talking. $11 billion. Now, this wasn't their first shot, but they've upped the price significantly. And that really shows you just how serious these buyers are about making this happen.
So what's happening, in a nutshell? You've got an American steelmaker, Steel Dynamics, teaming up with an Australian conglomerate called SGH. Together, they've made an all-cash offer to buy another Australian company, BlueScope Steel.
All right, so who are the big names behind this billion-dollar handshake? Let's do a quick meet and greet with the three companies at the heart of all this.
On one side, you have the buyers. Steel Dynamics is a huge U.S. steel producer, and it's pretty clear they want to grow their business in North America. Their partner, SGH, is a big Australian conglomerate that owns a bunch of different businesses, so they bring that local know-how. And the company they're both after? That's BlueScope Steel, a major player in Australia with some very valuable assets around the world that both buyers really want.
Okay, deals this big are always swimming in financial jargon. So to really get what's going on behind the scenes, we need to quickly decode a few key terms.
First up is takeover bid. It sounds intense, but it's actually pretty simple. It's just a formal public offer made to everyone who owns a piece of a company, the shareholders, asking them to sell their shares so the bidder can take control. Next is equity value. You can just think of this as the total price tag for buying up all of a company's stock. And in this deal, that price tag is a whopping $11 billion. And finally, premium. So why would shareholders even agree to sell? Well, the premium is the answer. It's the extra cash the buyers are offering on top of the stock's regular price. It's the sweetener to make the deal just too good to pass up. And wow, you can really see that incentive right here. The bar on the left, that's BlueScope's average stock price over the last year. And the bar on the right is the offer they're making, over 32 Australian dollars a share. That huge gap is a 56% premium. Yeah, that's a very convincing number if you own BlueScope stock.
Okay, so we've got the lingo down, but how would this whole thing actually work? It's not a simple purchase. These buyers have cooked up a pretty slick two-step plan.
Here's the game plan. First, the Australian company SGH would buy 100% of BlueScope Steel. I mean everything, all its global assets. Then, right after, SGH would turn around and sell all of BlueScope's North American businesses to its American partner, Steel Dynamics. It's a really creative way to make sure each buyer gets the exact part of the company they want.
So, the offer is on the table. The plan is all laid out. But hold on, this is nowhere near a done deal. So, what are the next critical steps, and what could still get in the way?
And this is the real question, isn't it? An offer this big sends shockwaves through the market. It affects everyone, employees, investors, even competitors.
Before you write an $11 billion check, you're going to want to look under the hood, right? Well, that crucial investigation is called due diligence. It's where the buyers get to really dig through the company's books and operations to make sure there are no nasty surprises hiding anywhere.
So here's what you need to keep an eye on. First, BlueScope's board of directors has to officially review what the buyers are calling their best and final offer. If they like what they see, they'll let SGH and Steel Dynamics start that due diligence process. And, of course, there's always the wild card. Another company could swoop in with an even better offer.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. The money, the companies, the process. So let's boil it all down. What are the three most important things to remember from all of this? First, the strategy. This is more than a simple buyout. It's a complicated international plan to slice up a company's assets between two very specific buyers. Second, the big risk. As good as the offer sounds, BlueScope's board could just say no, or a competitor could jump in and start a bidding war. And finally, the next thing to watch for is the milestone. Keep an eye on whether BlueScope gives them the green light for due diligence. That decision will tell us a lot about where this whole thing is headed. And that leaves us with the ultimate $11 billion question.
After all the back and forth, after raising the price and calling it final, is it going to be enough to get the deal across the finish line?